Welcome back. Now, Beat Makers Market Workshop is a collaborative initiative of A-lister musicians who are paying it forward to inspire the next generation through music. And young people from disadvantaged communities who attend the music workshops have an opportunity to showcase their prowess to a panel of judges at the end of the program. And joining me is Beat Makers Markets founder and CEO Ernest Enzo Tema. And we have Thapelo, who is the musician who will give us the different dimensions of the Beat Makers Market. Good afternoon to both of you, and thank you so much for joining us. Beat Makers, just for those who are not initiated, that don't understand in terms of music production, what is it?
A beat maker is a person who creates music using technology, laptop, finger drumming as well. And yeah, that is essentially a beat maker, a person who creates music using tools that are electronic.
And it does require quite advanced skills in the business, considering how competitive it's become now that we are, we have access to global influencers as well. And Thapelo, maybe you can come in to break it down, to say it's not something you take for granted. It doesn't come inherently natural. You have to have the talent, one, and also have exposure to the platforms as you have workshops in honing your skills.
Yes, definitely, because as times have progressed, there used to be a time where you could only exclusively make music through like big, expensive studios, but now we come to a point where you can literally make beats through your phone. So it's just a matter of having the knowledge and knowing where to access these types of technologies, and that's where we come in as Beat Makers Market.
Yeah, and we know that music is a universal language, and many of us can look with nostalgia in terms of what a particular song means or how it makes you feel if you need to inspire yourself or motivate yourself. But Ernest and Thapelo, a question to both of you, how music had transformed your lives and how now you're paying it forward to disadvantaged communities.
Man, music, I think every day I use music. Even when I'm driving to work, there's music that just keeps you going. And we are fortunate enough to also be influenced by hip-hop, which has got that message of just getting up in the morning and going and doing something. For me, I feel like that's how music has personally transformed my life.
Okay, and how do you use your experience through music to inspire young people and help them not only to shine but to thrive regardless of the adversity?
Yeah, with me it is an obsession. It's an obsession that thankfully has turned into a career. So I try to do my best to show kids that it's not all just about pursuing things like being a doctor, because not all of us can pursue standard careers. There are those kids that have that creative spirit in them, and they can channel them in different ways, and music being one of them. And I try to make it a point to to make them aware that they can pursue it if they want.
And it is a career, as you're saying. Even if certain critics would say we need to have STEM subjects as a compulsory curriculum in terms of science and technology, mathematics, but we're not all inclined towards that kind of analytical way of thinking. So how do you recruit the students that you have in your workshops? What is your capacity and what is the next intake?
Yes. So what we do is every year we've partnered with the city of Joburg. And in the city of Joburg, there's 7 regions. So every year we try and target per region so that people don't think we are biased. So this year we've chosen Region G. So we'll be in Protea Glen. There's a primary school called Faranani. That's where we'll be facilitating our workshop, and we are working with grade 7s. So within the grade 7, we've asked the teachers to also help us in identifying the students that have got an interest in arts and culture so that it benefits them. And this is also important for me, I feel, because grade 7, you are about to go into high school. So this might also influence or show you that, I might be struggling with my maths, I might be struggling with my trainer, but here's something that I am excelling in. And maybe as young kids go into high school, they can also, see that there is alternatives within the world that they can go into.
And the schools that you have visited, do they already have some curriculum around arts and culture? Excuse me, or some program that would prepare young people into that space, or do you have to literally start them raw, so to speak?
We have to start them raw. And it's quite unfortunate, you know. Even Tapelo will say, because he has joined us at some of the schools that we've been to, some of the schools, there's even computer labs there, you know, but as soon as you ask, can I see the computer lab? And you get excited as a beat maker, you know, you're like, okay, please, they've got computer rooms. We can leave some sort of legacy project by installing some softwares. But unfortunately, when we get there, it's just dusty. You know, and it's quite a challenge for us, and we hope that in future, you know, the department or communities can see that it's important for those computer labs to be working, and for these kids to be using these computers on a daily.
And not necessarily just for formal schoolwork, so to speak. There's also other extramural creative. Okay, Tapelo, so the audience or the opportunities around these workshops, not only for work prospects, but the ability to change their lives in a meaningful way. You know, parents, conventional or old school, may not understand that this is a potential career that is lucrative, that one can make a livelihood from. Do you still find that is that difficulty or, you know, paradigm shift that needs to happen?
Yeah, because, you know, one of the things that, for example, last year when we did our workshop, when I was doing my presentation, up on the screen, I started off by showing them a photo of Kabza the Small, and I was trying to show them, okay, what I'm about to teach you is what this guy is doing for a living. That's when they started paying attention. You know, oh, look, Kabza, you know. So I think the more parents realize that, you know, forcing kids into this box of, nah, you have to. You have to excel, like, you know, at maths or sciences or whatever, and don't make kids like feel bad, you know. That's
especially with the matriculants, you know, with their final year end exams. But I want to talk about the ecosystem that you also present in the workshop. I mean, it's quite intricate. You've covered not only from the creative side, the beat making, you've bring in A-listers that you collaborated with, but you speak about the business of the music, owning your intellectual property or your master, and also in terms of management. Why was that important to include that aspect?
Because the main objective why we started Beatmakers Market is because Beatmakers Market is a networking platform for beat makers, artists, and all stakeholders to come together to build successful business relationships. So that is the ecosystem. So what we did at our event previously, we had invited music rights bodies, SAMRO, SAMPRA, Capaso, and we had a panel discussion on how beat makers can get informed and make better choices when they now do business as a beat maker. Because what we find is a lot of artists come to a beat maker studio, record a song, they burn it on a CD or on a USB, and then the artist goes ahead, gives it to a radio station. The next week, the song is the biggest song in the country. But the necessary paperwork was not done. And 4 months' time, now there's a story on the newspapers. Hey, a certain artist robbed this beat maker of their beat or didn't give them their royalties. But that could have been avoided by just understanding how the ecosystem works. First things first, register your music with a music rights organization, and then you are in a better position and you are protected. You know, so that's what we're trying to also expose beat makers and creatives to.
And I like that, the fact that you must do your homework and make sure that you protect yourself and not be too overzealous in wanting to be published or wanting to be known for the fame. But we're going to have to let you go very quickly. The Summer Awards are being postponed or cancelled. Just the impact that has had in your industry.
For me, I feel like, you know, the Summers is something we grew up with. You know, I think they're as old as our democracy. And for them to be cancelled like this is quite painful, you know, because they're a reflection, I guess, of also how far we've come as a nation. And I guess there's a lot to take to what has just happened as a nation as well.
Okay, Tapelo, quickly, where do we get access for those who want to enroll their young ones or schools that may want to participate in the program? Right,
you can just visit us on our website. It's Beatmakers Market. It's www.beatmakersmarket.com, or on social media, Instagram, it's at Beatmakers Market Home, Facebook, Beatmakers Market, Twitter, at Beatmakers Life, And just at us, inbox us, DM us, and we'll definitely respond.
Got you. Really appreciate you coming into studio.
Thank you for having us.
And making time for us. We're speaking to the Beatmakers Markets founder and CEO, Ernest Enzo Tema, and musician Tapelo Speaker Mudiela, talking about the Beatmakers Market workshops that they're running in disadvantaged communities for those who are creatively inclined. And we hope that you'll encourage your young ones to also participate in areas where they can be empowered and also nurtured. We take a